My dream was always to get my own place. Ever since I was in high school, I really couldn't wait to move out because I hated my dad growing up and my mom wasn't much better. We would always butt heads, and my dad would always be drunk on the weekends. Honestly, it was just a mess. As I got older and girls obviously became a factor, it became even more of a problem because there was no way I'd bring any girls back to that household. Because of all this, I took the first chance I could get and moved out when I was 19 while in college. I didn't go away to school. I went to a commuter college not far from home. My parents wouldn't pay for me to go away, so I was on Zillow, Facebook, and Craigslist every day. When I finally found a rental that looked promising and affordable, I went to see it immediately. The layout mattered. When you walked in, there was one open living room and dining area. The kitchen was adjacent, separated by a wall. To get to the bedroom, you walked down a hallway with two closets, one used as a pantry and the other for storage, then the bathroom, and finally the bedroom at the end. The bedroom was large enough for a queen bed, had two closets, dressers, and it was sold instantly. I moved in the next month. A few months later, I went out with friends and ran into some girls we knew. I ended up bringing home a girl I'd known through school. I called her Sammy. We drank, watched a movie, and nothing more happened. She didn't want to take it further, and I respected that. We finished the movie in the bedroom and passed out. I woke up later to footsteps in the hallway. Sammy was gone from the bed. I saw her quietly grabbing her things in the living room, trying to avoid awkwardness. I let her leave without saying anything and went back to sleep. About an hour later, I woke up to a loud noise. My heart started racing. I called out for Sammy, no response. I texted her asking if she was still in my apartment. The bedroom door was open. Still drunk, I thought I saw something around the door frame. I turned on my phone flashlight and saw two hands wrapped around the door frame. As soon as the light hit them, they tightened and pulled away. I screamed and yelled for whoever it was to get out. When I turned on the lights and searched the apartment, no one was there. I locked the door but never heard it open or close. I called Sammy, and she confirmed she had left a while ago. Then called my best friend, who told me I was drunk, sleep-deprived, and probably hallucinating. His explanation calmed me down. I locked my bedroom door and went back to sleep. The next morning, I searched the apartment again. Everything seemed normal, until I looked at the bedroom door frame. There were fingerprints exactly where I had seen the hands the night before. That's when I knew it wasn't a hallucination. I took a picture and called my dad. He scolded me for not locking the door but told me to take it as a lesson since nothing was stolen. He never found out who it was. When my lease ended, I moved out and never looked back. My parents' house never felt like a normal home. My dad traveled constantly, and my mom was rarely around. From about age 16 onward, I lived alone most of the time. I ate dinner alone, watched TV alone, and sometimes spent entire weekends by myself. I was an only child, and it felt like my parents valued their freedom. At the time, I liked it. It felt like independence. By 19, nothing had changed. I knew every sound that house made, which mattered later. It wasn't a creaky, scary house, it had familiar noises. One night, I knew I'd be completely alone. My dad was out of town, and my mom was staying with my aunt. I went upstairs around 11 and watched YouTube. About an hour later, my phone rang, no caller ID. I ignored it, but it rang again, so I answered. At first there was silence. Then I heard TV noise, matching the TV I had left on downstairs, perfectly synced. I listened from my doorway and yelled, "Who's down there?" The call ended. I then heard a creak, someone clearing their throat, and footsteps. I locked my door and called my dad, no answer. I called my Uncle T, who answered. While on the phone with him, the no caller ID rang again. I could hear footsteps on the call matching footsteps outside my room. The doorknob jiggled. Someone knocked. I merged the calls and yelled for my uncle to come now. He yelled threats through the phone. The caller hung up and the footsteps moved away. My uncle arrived minutes later. We found a kitchen window open. The police traced the call to an old acquaintance, but nothing ever came of it. Years later, after a night of drinking, I fell asleep in a friend's basement. He woke up thirsty and noticed a black mass in the corner of the room. It was moving. It was a person. He pretended not to notice and calmly walked toward the stairs. Halfway up, I looked back and saw the figure at the bottom of the stairs. He ran, slammed the door, and woke my friend and his dad. The basement door and back door were open. The police searched but found no one. He went home that night and never slept in that basement again. Even now, I still think about that corner, and that black mass.